Yes, good morning class. Today we are going to start our new unit, that is your collection, organization and presentation of data. In this unit, firstly we'll cover our chapter number 3, that is your collection of data. Basically, collection of data means it is a first step in the statistical process. Firstly, we have to collect the data, then only we can organize it, and then only we can use any kind of mathematical formula, or we can conclude any interpretation through that data. So this is the first step. This is the first step to the statistical observations. Okay, so basically data is of two types. First one is your primary data and second one is your secondary data. What do you mean by now primary data? Primary data means the data which is collected by the enumerator himself. Now, who is enumerator here? Who is investigator? Investigator is the person who is actually taking out the investigation, whereas enumerator is the person who is helping out the investigator to collect the data. Okay, so primary data means the data which is collected by the investigator himself or by the help of enumerator. Next one is the secondary data. Secondary data is the data which is collected by some other party or which is actually collected in present. जो पहले से ही collected हो चुका है, which is already collected and processed by some other agency and is ready to use. Next one is your difference between primary data and secondary data. Now we have discussed about the primary data, secondary data, so let us discuss the difference. First one is the meaning. Meaning means similar, same, which we have discussed just before that. The primary data is the data which is collected by the investigator himself, whereas secondary data is the data which is collected by some other party and which is ready to use. Next one is your main source. Primary data can be collected with the help of interview methods, surveys, questionnaires, whereas secondary data is basically it is ready to use, so you have to just go to any websites or some government sites to collect it. Next one is time taken. Now primary data you have to collect it by yourself, so it will take large time, it will take huge time, whereas secondary data is already collected, so it will take less time and it is of fast data. Next one is specific to the researcher needs. Now primary data is collected by you and you are collecting the data according to the research only. So it is more specific to the research, whereas secondary data is collected by some other person. Now if some other person is collecting the data, so he will collect the data according to his research. So maybe it will not be connected to your research completely. Next one is post. Primary data is slightly more expensive than the secondary data. Next one is level of control over data quality. In primary data, it is higher because you are collecting yourself, whereas in secondary data, it is less. Time consuming, same as we have discussed the data time, that primary data will take more time than your secondary data. Now next one is your methods of collecting primary data. There are several methods of collecting primary data. First one is your direct personal investigation. In direct personal investigation, what happens? You yourself go to person to collect the data from them. Okay? It is suitable only when the field is limited. If the area is limited, then only it will be helpful, otherwise it will be not helpful because you will not be able to cover large area. When the data you need is original and when the data is of information is secret. If you want some secret information, for example, if you are investigating something which is of highly confidential matter, so you will take direct person investigation as your source of data. Next one is accurate data. If you need high accuracy of data, so you will conduct direct person investigation. And if you want to make direct contact with the individual, for example, if you are a teacher and if you want to build direct relation with the student, so you will collect the marks or you will go through him by yourself only. Now merits, what are the merits of the data? The merits are basically The data will be original because you have collected yourself. Data will be more accurate, more reliable, more related to the information which is actually needed. And last one is your uniformity and elastic. Elastic means the data will be flexible in nature. For example, if you want to ask him some question and he is not able to answer the question, you can change the question at the spot. So that will make it elastic. Demerits of this is, as you know, that if I am going person to person to collect the information, if I am going to person, then it will be very difficult for me to collect a very large area. So if I want to cover a large area, this method will not be useful. Next one is personal bias. If I am doing personal judgment over some people, for example, if a person is living in a very well furnished house and he is saying that my income is 8,000 only, so I will not believe, I will write over there 20,000 or 30,000 because of my personal judgment. So that is what personal bias. Next one is your costly. It will be a bit costly, and the last one is limited coverage. I will not be able to cover more area, I have to cover a less area. Next one is your indirect oral investigation. Now in indirect oral investigation, you are not supposed to go by yourself, but if you are not going to the person, you are asking from his neighbor or from his some other correspondence or from some third person who actually know that person. For example, if I am your class teacher and I want to get the record of yours, I want to know about your studies, or I want to know about whether you are good at studies or whether you are good at learning, writing, or what are the qualities of you. So what I will do, I will not directly ask from you, I will directly ask from the monitor of the class. So this is the third person who knows the information about you. Okay. So when I am directly not collecting the information, instead I am collecting the information indirectly. So that will be known as your indirect oral investigation. Now in this suitability, as we are collecting the information from many people, so if I want to collect the information from the complete school, so I will just call all the monitors of the classes. So it will be easy for me to collect the information from a large area. So large field will be covered, direct contact भी हो जाएगा साथ ही साथ में. Ignorant informants. Now there is a problem of ignorant informant when some people are ignorant about their own information. If, for example, if some people are not open to every person, so if I am collecting the information from them and they are not getting me the proper information, so what I will do, I will ask the information from his benchmate. Maybe his benchmate can give me the proper data, so that will be useful over there also. And complex investigation, if I want to investigate a matter which is complex in nature, so this investigation process will be very helpful. Next one is your merits. Merits will be, it will cover large area, it will be less expensive because I have to just focus on the main person only, I have not to focus on each and every person. Next one is expert opinion. From this I can get the expert opinion. For example, if you are not able to get the information by yourself, so what I will do, I will ask the information from your monitor or your prefect. So prefect have some leadership quality, that's why he is at that post. So it will be easy for him to give me the proper answer. Next one is free from bias. As the monitor of the class, he will be free from the bias, so I will get the information correctly. Next one is simple. The data will be simple in nature, but the demerits will be less accurate because maybe the third person is not able to get the information about you properly, so it will be less accurate. It can be biased also, and it can be give me doubtful conclusions. Okay. Now next one is your information from local sources or correspondence. Now in the indirect oral investigation, what we have done, we have asked from your benchmate or from the person who is connected to you. Now in information from local sources or correspondence, I am not asking from the person who is connected to you. Instead I am asking from a person who just knows you. who belongs to your area only, yeah, who is your nearby person, your neighborhood person. Okay, now its suitability is almost same as your indirect oral investigation. Its merits are, first one is it will be economical in nature as per the indirect oral investigation, क्योंकि बिल्कुल सेम से ही है दोनों. Next one is it will also cover very large area. Next one, it will be creativity. It will include creativity, because if some neighbor is there or some correspondence people is there, so what he will do, he will actually add some information from himself also, because neighbors know more about us, in fact, instead of us only. Okay, and the next one is your suitable for special purposes. For example, if I want to ask about the complete area, so I will not go from home to home, or I will not ask from person next to you. What I will do, I will just go to a particular village, then I will just speak up with the head of that village, and I will get the information from there. Demerits will be, it will be less original, and it will be somehow expensive in nature. Next one is your mailing method. Now mailing method means when you are actually mailing something about the investigation. In mailing method, what you will do, you have to make a questionnaire. You will write some of the questions on a paper, and you will type some of the question in a mailbox, and then you will send it to many people to get the information. Now what are the suitability of that particular mailing method is, first one, it will cover large area, because what you have to do, you have to just press the enter button and it will be sent to many people, so it will cover the large area. Second one, educated respondents. Now I am getting educated respondents only, that means my information whichever I will be collecting is from literate people who can give me proper answer to my investigation. Merits will be, it will be economic in nature, because I have to just use one computer system or one laptop or one mobile phone, and I can send many mails to from that. The data will be original because you are yourself filling that form. And the next one is it will it will cover large area. But the main demerit of this is, first one is lack of interest. People will think that okay, it is just a regular investigation, so we are not interested, so why to waste the time in the form. And second one is only literate audience will be there. The people who are literate and who know how to use the computers or mobile phones and who knows how to read and write, only they will be able to give the answers to our investigation. Now with that only, there is one more method, that is enumerator method. Now this is connected to mailing method only. In mailing method, what was that? Questionnaire was filled by people themselves. But in enumerators, I will hire 2 to 3 persons who will go place to place, and then they will ask from the people and they will write the answer on a sheet. So it will be like offline mode of mailing method. It is like offline mode of mailing method. Next, the last one is your telephonic interview. See, many times when the person is not able to go to place or he is not able to confirm from mailing also, what he do, he just telephonically contact with you. There are so many interviews, so many companies who just conduct the interviews through mobile phone, because they are not supposed to call all the respondents over there and then directly meet or personally meet them. So what they will do, they will just call 2 to 3 person at a time, or they will call 10 to 20 person at a time and then get the information. So in telephonic interview, what you have to do, the person will ask some of the questions which are pre-occupied and pre-prepared. पहले से ही कुछ prepare किए हुए हैं, वे questions आपसे फोन के थ्रू आपके वही के वही पूछ लेगा. तो फोन के थ्रू पूछ रहा है तो लेस एक्सपेंसिव हो गया है पर्सनल मेथड से, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज फोन के थ्रू आप हर चीज नहीं जान सकते हो. व्हाट द पर्सन इज स्पीकिंग, व्हाट द पर्सन इज रिएक्टिंग अबाउट द आंसर, क्या पता वो आपका जो भी आंसर दे रहा हो वो कहीं से देख के फिर आपको मोबाइल पे दे रहा हो. So there is many problems in your telephonic interviews. Here your types of sources of primary data ends. Now we have discussed about the questionnaire. In mailing method we have introduced the word questionnaire. Questionnaire means that I am preparing, or you have to prepare some of the questions in a sequence so that you can get the information out of some people. आप एक ऐसा क्वेश्चन पेपर तैयार कर लेते हो जिसके अंदर आप क्वेश्चंस लिखते हो और उन क्वेश्चंस के आंसर आप दूसरे पर्सन से चाहते हो. Steps to make a questionnaire is very simple. Firstly, you have to seek that what type of information you want. आपको क्या चाहिए, आप investigation कर ही क्यों रहे हो. Firstly, you have to decide that and then you have to make a questionnaire of that. Secondly, that what type of questionnaire should it be. Questionnaire कैसा होना चाहिए. It should be in English medium, it should be in Hindi or both languages. और पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए, सिर्फ रिव्यू के लिए होना चाहिए, या उसके अंदर आपके पास कुछ फिलअप्स भी हो. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चनर इट शुड बी. देन यू विल मेक अ जस्ट फर्स्ट ड्राफ्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चनर. एक कॉपी बनाओगे, एक रफ वर्क की तरह उसको ड्राफ्ट करोगे. देन यू विल री एग्जामिनेट कि कहाँ कहाँ क्या क्या कमियां रह गई. आप उसे पहले खुद फिल करके देखोगे. देन यू विल प्री टेस्ट द क्वेश्चनर. फिर आप उसको प्री टेस्ट करोगे कि क्या पता मुझसे कोई गलती रह गई, तो यू विल जस्ट टेक द कंसल्ट ऑफ 2 or 3 अदर पर्सन ऑल्सो. एंड एट लास्ट क्या करोगे, आप अपने क्वेश्चनर में कोई भी एडिटिंग है तो उसको कंप्लीट करोगे और जो भी आपका प्रोसीजर है उसी के अकॉर्डिंग क्वेश्चनर को फिल कराओगे. Next one is your characteristics of a good questionnaire. Now we have discussed about the questionnaire. Now what are the good characteristics of questionnaire? क्या क्या जरूरी है हमारे questionnaire के लिए. First thing, it should be short. Questionnaire short होना चाहिए, otherwise people will lose interest. उन्हें interest ही नहीं रहेगा इस चीज के अंदर. Secondly, it should be objective. If it is theoretical, अगर उसके अंदर लिखने की जरूरत पड़ रही है, so many of the people will leave that. So instead it should be objective, that they have to just tick mark the right answer. It should include all types of questions whichever are required for your investigation. It should include some good cross questions also. For example, if you want to confirm that whether the person is giving you right answer or not, so you can make 2 columns. First column is your age and second column is the birth year. If birth year and age will match, that means person is interested in the questionnaire. Otherwise, maybe he is just doing the questionnaire just for fun. It should be attractive, neat and clean and well arranged. Question बहुत ही ज़्यादा proper manner में arrange होने चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए that firstly you are asking how many kids you have and then you are asking are you married or not. Firstly you have to ask are you married or not, and then you can ask that if married, then how many kids are there. Just like that you can ask. Here the first part of our video ends. Thank you.